The philosophy of Ferrari was dictated by the founder, Enzo Ferrari, to enhance the team spirit, the passion to work together very hard with one objective, to win as much as possible. I like the car of this year in terms of aesthetics. It's really sexy.
We've changed a lot internally to Ferrari within our groups and departments. People have changed, organization has been changed. We really focus in order to be prepared by the start of the season.
The SF15-T has been developed in all the areas with a big attention to the power unit installation and to its performance.
The regulations for 2014 were a big change, and so the regulations for 2015 are still quite young. Still a lot of opportunity for finding performance in the power unit, and equally true on the aerodynamic side. So the sort of performance improvements we can expect to see from the new car will be divided more or less equally between the two. This year's car is certainly an awful lot better looking than last year's car. Prettier around the front, tighter around the back, and that makes for a nice car.
Welcome, Sebastian. So I know you haven't driven it yet, but what's your first feeling of the new car at first sight?
Well, I think obviously there is a change in color for me, so it's a new experience. But I think the car looks beautiful. To get to see how it comes together, it's always something special. Every year when there's a new car and you see the first bits and then finally the final car all assembled, I think it's something special. So I can't wait to go on track and see how it feels.
One question drivers normally get asked about is about the driving position and seat. So coming from another team, how do you feel? Is it any different from what you used to be? Do you feel comfortable in the car?
Well, obviously changing team, there's a lot of different things, not so much about the driving position because obviously it's custom made, so you can ask for things that you like, but in terms of the steering wheel layout and the strategy is a bit different. So people talk about probably the same things, but in a different language, meaning they use different words for probably similar actions. So it's always a lot of new things to learn, but I think we'll have the time through the beginning of the year, through testing, to get into the rhythm.
It's not just about changing colors, it's about wearing red, the red of the scooter, yeah. So how do you feel about it? You're settling in with the life in Italy and the scooter, yeah?
Yeah, more and more so. I think the first time when I arrived last year and I had the opportunity to test the car from 2012 was already something magical, so something really, really special. And of course to now get going and start the 2015 season properly, it will be something special. But yeah, I think when the flag drops in Melbourne, I think will be again a very special thing. The first race with Ferrari, everything is red and it's a very special color because it means so much with so much history. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
So one long season ahead, and team needs to recover from last year. So what could realistic expectation be for the coming season?
Well, I think there's a lot of change going on. There's a lot of new people in new positions, so including myself. So it always takes a bit of time to settle in until you really start to make proper progress. But I'm confident that we are going in the right direction. But I think it would be wrong to immediately expect a lot of us. Obviously, also we need to remember we're coming from a 2014 season where there was one team very dominant. So it will be difficult to be right there from the beginning. But I think for us the main target is to start to really work together, start to make progress, and hopefully catch up more and more as the season progresses.
So you and Kimi have been known to get along quite well together. How are you looking forward to working with him?
Well, I don't expect any problems. I mean, he will be a difficult teammate to beat on the track because he's very quick, very talented. But I think off track we get along well, and usually there's not so much words being exchanged, but it's always very straightforward, which is something I appreciate in Kimi, and is not happening that often in Formula One.
You've been with the Italian team before, so did you brush up some of the Italian? Are you going to speak some other language, or?
Yeah, I think I'm getting into it. Obviously, it helps the more time you spend with the team, the more you listen to the language and so on. On top, I try to obviously learn a little bit as the season goes on. But coming from Toro Rosso, the Italian seems to come back. I think I understand fairly well, but I lack a little bit of vocabulary to really start speaking on my own.
And finally, Maurizio said he would be happy with one win this season. Do you share his view?
Well, I think we would be happy, but of course we'd be happier if we would win more. So, but as I said, you have to be realistic. There's a lot of change that happened over winter. So I think the most important is that we start getting into the groove quickly in winter testing, and then we start to make progress. If the situation is like last year, it will be very difficult to really fight for victories. But of course, it's our goal. That's why we're here. We're not here to finish second.
Is there any specific track you're looking forward to in the calendar?
I'm always looking forward to go to Japan. Suzuka, I think, is more or less my favorite track, but there's a lot of events in the calendar. Melbourne, I think, is a great place to start the season. It's a great city, a great place, great vibe, a great track on top. Singapore is one of the events I enjoy a lot. It's a proper night race and a very technical and demanding track. So yeah, there's not really a race I don't like. So I'm looking forward to all the races.
just saw the SF15-T, the new Formula 1 car Ferrari. What's your first sight impression?
Yeah, I just seen it in one piece, every part put together, because I seen it last week already, little pieces of it, but it looks nice. I mean, it looks different than last year's car, and what I'm seeing from all the details, for me at least, it looks good. And usually when it looks good, it should be a pretty good car. But obviously we have to wait until we get testing and see how it is. And no, first impression is good.
Okay, so you haven't driven it yet, of course, but most people normally are eager to know how about the driving seat, your sitting position. Is that similar to last year, or?
Yeah, it's pretty much similar. I didn't need to do anything really. Once I came for the seat fit, it was all ready, all in the right places. So maybe even a bit more nicer position than last year. It just feels a bit more spacious, and in that way was nice. But it's also the same story that before we drive the car, there might be small things we have to change afterwards, but all under control, and all feels okay so far.
You've been through a difficult season in 2014, no mystery about that. So what makes you confident that you can improve your situation? Are you just getting more integrated with the team?
I think we learned a lot from last year with the difficulties that we had, and obviously we had some bad luck on a few races, but you know, sometimes you have the years and it goes like that. Everything seems to go a bit or be a bit difficult, and we understood a lot of things, and hopefully this year we can turn things around and as a team be strong and get more where we should be, and you know, go little by little and get stronger.
So what could be a realistic expectation for the season to come?
Obviously we want to be as strong as we can, but it's too early to say where we're gonna be, and as long as we do our things 100%, work as a one team with two cars to push things forward and keep building what we've been building over the winter, and go from there. I think that's the starting point, and then obviously the results should come. And there's no point, at least on my side, to put any goals yet. And let's start from the first test and go forward from there and see what we have and where we are at that moment, and just keep working hard, and I'm sure the result will come.
And you'll be working alongside Sebastian, who's said to be one of your best friends in the paddock. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, of course. I met him now again here yesterday, and we haven't seen each other since the last year, so obviously it will be interesting. First time working with him, but I'm sure we have a good understanding of each other, and you know, the main is to push the team forward and do everything for Ferrari, and then obviously we try to fight against each other, but in a good way, and you know, pushing on the same time, pushing each other to do better things.
Are you impressed by the fact that you sum up like 5 World Championship titles together, you and Seb?
Yeah, but obviously he has most of them. so you know, he has had a very good career so far, and I'm sure he's still gonna have a long career. So, but you know, happy for him. But you know, we try to do well, and I try to do well, and let's hope we can put the Ferrari where it should be.
And finally, this is your second year in your second spell with a Ferrari team. What's the feeling about being a Ferrari driver?
For me, it's not so much different. You know, obviously I've been here before, so I knew most of the people. Some people has changed, and the way the team works has changed slightly, especially from last year. And I think it's the right direction, and obviously we know everybody in Ferrari that we had quite a lot of work to do. We still have a lot of work to do, but you know, I enjoy with the people, and I enjoy in the team. So it's a very nice team to be in, and obviously I won the championship with them, and you know, feeling of being Ferrari F1 driver, I don't really feel that way, because for me it's very normal to be here, but obviously from outside it's probably the most historic team, and the best place to be. So I'm very happy and glad to be involved with the team and be part of it.
Tu opinión nos interesa. Si tienes algo que decirnos, envíanos un mail. Esperamos tus sugerencias.